Well, it's a good looking deer this year. Oh, there he is.
Man, look at the brow tines. And he's got that extra point too this year.
That has to be the rabbit ears. What's he doing there?
It is. Well, he figured all the pressure in the bowl with the logging and, you know, the farmers doing what they're doing up top.
He just shifted.
He just shifted over a little bit.
Trust the process. He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll drop back in. No doubt about it.
How do you kill a 7.5-year-old buck? And that is how old Rover is, a #1 buck on my hit list. You kill them by giving them everything they want in a very small area.
I kind of like that tree right there. Yeah.
How do you kill a 7.5-year-old buck? By giving him everything he needs and having extensive information. I'm going to use Onyx and map everything I know about Rover and what my strategy is going to be. This big block of timber behind me is what we had logged. Think of all the logging roads that are newly established now. I need to ride every single logging road. And as I put cameras on those logging roads and I get new sightings, I'm actually going to change the pin color from my camera to represent a recent sighting. Anytime that I visually see him in these beans, in velvet, hardhorn, I'm going to mark those locations as well. With 6 years of trail camera history, if I go back and look where he was in October, November, December, I'm going to see patterns. I'm going to know where to hang the cameras, where to set the hunt strategy up. Of course, nothing though beats the most recent information. I am going to establish some new food plots. We have a little kill plot here we're going to put in because I really believe adjacent to this newly logged area, he's going to want to slip out here, feed undisturbed, and go back. But there are some points right here that I know he's going to travel from one timber block to another. And eventually, as the rut heats up, he's going to slide east, always has. In this area we call the gap, and the timber to the south of that is going to be key. So I want to make sure I'm not chasing Rover in information. I'm staying one step ahead. So I'm trying to figure out what is the curve of the rut, what is he going to do, and to capitalize on that opportunity. This is perfect, Joe. Right-handed shooter. You can still shoot the field here, just in case they're cruising this field edge, but you're gonna be running a north wind. Then we have the logging road down here, you know, gunshot, not a bow shot, and then we'll cut a couple shooting lanes in here. Perfect. About 6 months ago, we started a habitat improvement project here on the Ritz farm. And it started with actually taking this timber here and lighting the timber on fire, burning all of the leaf matter, because we knew we wanted to follow that up with a big logging project. I had Bobby Kendall from the Whitetail Group come in and help consult with me, not just on the logging, but on how to shape this landscape to hold more deer. I want to compartmentalize these bucks because I want to increase the number of mature bucks on my property. But at the same time, in this specific area, I had my sights set on improving the habitat for one specific deer, and his name is Rover. He's going to be 7.5 years old, and he likes to range around the entire property. And by shaping this here, my goal was to try to compartmentalize Rover and put him in a smaller area. So instead of an area that he may be 1,000 acres that he's roaming through, I want to try to condense that to 100 or 200 acres. If you look through these woods back here, wide open. You can see right through the timber. There's nothing to hide in here. Rover would come through here, go ridge to ridge to ridge looking for those, and then he would just go on to the next piece of timber. You look now with these treetops down, instant cover. The other good thing, next year, of course, when the sunlight comes through, I'm going to have all the native browse coming up, so it's going to continue to improve for the next 2 or 3 years. But right now, I really believe with these treetops down, Rover's going to spend more time looking for does, feeling secure in this little 65-acre block of timber. We're going to hang some cameras. We have these logging roads now. They're obviously travel corridors. We have beans on both sides of us. So as he comes from the beans and goes and beds on each one of these hillsides, it's easier for me to now get him on trail camera because I have designated travel routes. So I haven't walked through this timber yet. The project just ended here this past week. So I'm going to go scout around here, try to get some idea on where Rover might be hanging out. Pop these cameras up, and I want to go look at a potential food plot a little bit to the south. These newly established logging roads are a perfect location to set the trail cameras up. They're going to use these as travel corridors. And like always, whenever I set a camera, whenever I set a tree stand, I always use nose jammer. The wax stick lasts forever, so it's a great little tip to familiarize your deer with the nose jammer. So when I come in here and spray it on my boots, or I'm spraying it on the tree I'm going up, that they're already accustomed to the smell. I really think putting in about a half-acre kill plot is gonna help hone in my strategy for Rover. All this is where the timber stand improvement's done, but we have these logging trails that kind of dump into this plot right here. And then this timber point is the shortest distance to that next timber over there, and we have a lot of information from him last year on that piece of timber. So I think just giving him a focal point, a reason to step out here, maybe scent check some does, and then hit this timber point to jump to the next timber point, or possibly reverse, and the access is perfect. A tiller, hand seating, be simple to put in. Rover is going to be in trouble with this food plot. All that timber stand improvement we did is all in this timber right here. We burned that leaf litter early in the season. We came in, we removed the timber, created the structure with the treetops, and strategically put them in really defined bedding areas. Of course, Rover's going to be 7.5, so his core area should shrink anyway. We did get a trail camera picture a few days ago. He's a little bit north of here. I think we just bumped him out with all the activity with the logging. But now that that's quieted down, the beans look good. This food plot should germ in the next couple days with the rains coming in. So it's now pivoting to putting more cameras up, more reconics intel, and of course, more time behind the glass. But the big defining factor of where we're going to hunt is when he sheds out where that core area is going to be when he is hardhorn. If it is here, he's in trouble.